Are you wondering how the fuck to boost your contributor quality score on Reddit accounts so that you can just market an OnlyFans on Reddit like you used to? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and how it works. All right. So, firstly, we'll go over what Reddit has previously judged accounts on to determine whether they could post to a subreddit or not. All right. Now, typically, and it still is, but now there's another factor, but in the past, it has just been the age of the account and the karma associated with the account. So the karma is the currency that you get for contributing to the community. So you'll write comments, you'll post, you'll get upvotes in return, and those responses award you with karma, which is the currency. And then some subreddits say if you have below X amount of karma, you'll just get declined. You'll get filtered by a spam filter and you just can't post to those subreddits. But there are some subreddits that let you post to it regardless how much karma you have, regardless how old the account is. And those are the accounts that you would typically use to farm karma, which I've made videos about. Now, another thing they go by is account age. So you might hear a term aging a Reddit account. This just means creating an account, letting time pass on so that when an account has been aged, it looks a little more trustworthy than one that was just created yesterday and suddenly it's making 20 posts all over these different subreddits. So that's the point of aging an account. So typically in the past, what you would do in order to market an OnlyFans account is you would farm karma. So you would post to some subreddits that don't give a fuck about karma in order to get karma in return. That's called farming karma. And then you would age an account. So you create the account, and then while you're making all these posts to farm karma, the account would also be aging, and then you could leave it for another month just to age it a bit more. And then those two things would typically be all you need to do. And then all of a sudden you're off to the races. You can start posting to whatever subreddits you want, marketing your OnlyFans, and everyone's happy. But now, in the past year, Reddits have introduced something else. They've introduced what they call the contributor quality score. And this is another score. This is a score I was trying to figure out, and I think I've nailed it, but I'm not 100%. So they don't give the exact criteria that they use to judge the contributor quality score in each account. So I've had to do different experiments, which I'm about to go over in a sec. But they just say the different labels that can be associated with an account. So it can be lowest, low, moderate, high, highest. So on top of the age and the amount of karma, you also have this other score, which could be lowest, low, moderate, high, highest, whatever. So in the past, when you could normally post to subreddits that don't give a fuck about karma, don't give a fuck about age, in order to farm karma, now you were just blanket blocked by another filter that Reddit has in place that will just auto block you from posting to these subreddits if you have a lowest contributor quality score. So even if the subreddit doesn't give a fuck about age, karma, or whatever, there seems to be some kind of blanket filter over the entire Reddit platform that prevents accounts with lowest contributor quality score from doing nearly anything. And so I set off to figure out what can change these and how quickly you can change it, all right? Now, I just must mention this account here I created a couple of years ago. I had an idea when I started my agency, hey, what if you could recruit models on Reddit? What if you could just create a subreddit and then post all these OnlyFans tips and whatever? Anyway, it like didn't even last a day. It just, the account got suspended. That's why you keep seeing this error pop up here. So this account's a dud. I just don't want to show you the actual models accounts we use because I don't trust any of you. But anyway, yeah, so that's the account. And that's why the account looks run down and not existing. All right, so I did a couple of tests, all right? Now, there is a way to check the CQS, and that is, there's a few different subreddits, but they all use the same function. And one of them is, what is my CQS? Now, all you do, I tried it before, but it does not seem to work because the account is suspended. But what you normally do is you'll create a post on this subreddit or other ones like it, and you'll just write anything you want. Typically, people just write test. And then in response, you'll get a tag, and the tag will be moderate or low or high or highest or whatever, along with an automatically generated comment, just elaborating a little bit more. So here you go. Your current CQS is highest, blah, blah, blah. And then contributor quality score, which will link to this page, telling you a whole lot without really telling you anything at all. All right. Now that is how you check your CQS. So I want to figure out how you could change this and how fast you could change it, because I had an account that was like 2 years old, had about 3,000 karma, hadn't used it in 6 months. And then when you go posting on a subreddit, which you could typically just post to regardless, like how much karma you had or whatever, all of a sudden I'm seeing all these filters, all these notifications saying you're being blocked by Reddit spam filters, etc. And so I like to know how they work so then I can teach you how to get around them and the quickest way to get around them. All right. So I did some experiments. Now, the first thing I did was I tried linking a Google account. So the email address was already verified, right? So that's done. Then next step, I tried verifying, connecting a Google account. After I connected a Google account, I posted to this subreddit test to see what happened. And it said lowest, which is the lowest contributor score, quality score you can get. So that rules out connecting Google accounts. So in this, you'll see connect, verify your account, connect this, connect that, and it can boost your score. So I want to try it. And upon connecting a Google account, I went to test it, and it's still got the lowest CQS. So you can rule out connecting Google. Next thing I did was I also connected an Apple account. So I connected an Apple account along with the Google account, then went to post to the what is my CQS. Sure enough, still lowest. So you can rule out those two. Process of elimination, that's all this is. And then next thing I did was I used a 2FA app, connected it, then connected it, used the 2FA app, so got the authentication code, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So all three of these were connected. Then went to test. Guess what we had? Lowest. So you can almost rule out those three. Now, they might help in some way, but not any noticeable way. So you can rule out those three. So if you're thinking you go connecting 1, 2, or 3, all three of these, and then boosting your score, it's not going to happen. And then what I did was I just started commenting on a whole bunch of things on a subreddit like Ask Reddit. So what I did was I just started commenting. Did I go past it? I just started commenting on a bunch of posts. Now, obviously, you have to join the community before you go doing so. But I went to comment on a bunch of posts. And then I left it for a day. Next day, I come back. So next day, I come back, write a post, test. What is my CQS? Guess what? It wasn't lowest. It was low, which is better. So if you see here, you have lowest. It was the next step above that. So this is what I figured out. This is what this whole video boils down to, all right? What I noticed is that the CQS seems to give an account a score based on the ratio between the comments written and the posts and upvotes made. So it seems to categorize you upvoting a post as 1, you writing a post as 1, and then when you comment on something or respond to a comment, that seems to be -1. Is this making sense? Okay, let's get out a whiteboard. Boom. Okay, here's a whiteboard. All right, so what I noticed was that when you post and upvote, I say post and upvote because they're the two things that you normally want to do in order to profit from Reddit. So if you're marketing a Reddit account, you might want to use a bunch of botted Reddit accounts to upvote your model's posts in order to boost her in the subreddit. So that's one way you would use an account, would be upvoting. And the other way would be actually posting to promote the model's Reddit account. So those are two activities that you would normally want to use a Reddit account for. So I noticed when you do each of these, let's say it will give your account -1 for each one. Each time you do these, it gives your account -1. But then each time you comment or respond to a comment, let's just say it gives your Reddit account +1. So each time you comment, respond, don't upvote the comment you're responding to. You're simply just commenting, responding, etc. It gives your Reddit account +1, +1, +1, blah, blah, blah. And then each time you post, upvote, post or upvote, it gives your account -1, -1, -1. Now, what I noticed is that the CQS seems to give your account a score based on the value that your account has. So say if you commented and responded to comments 3 times, so you have 3, but you upvoted 6 posts and you made 4 posts, that's -10, then you'll subtract -10 from 3, which would be -7, and then that will probably equal lowest. That is what I have figured out. And so to further test this, what I did, now remember I said the account, I tried linking Google, Apple to FA, nothing happened. And then I go and do a bunch of comments on Reddit, not posts, not upvoting, just comments. Remember that? I said I did a bunch of comments. Then I come back the next day and it's been boosted to low. Guess what happened? Later that day, I went upvoting a bunch of posts. I didn't comment. I just went and upvoted a bunch of posts. Blah, 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 upvote, upvote, upvote. And then I leave it for the day and I come back the next day. Guess what happened? The score had been lowered again to lowest. So that further proves that linking your Google, linking your Apple, linking to FA does not matter, nor does the age and karma seem to matter. See, the Google, that does not matter, because if it mattered, then the score would not have been lowered again. Remember? So I said I did all that. The score was still lowest. Next day, do a whole bunch of comments, no upvotes, just comments. The score gets boosted to low. And then the next day I come back, do a whole bunch of upvotes, come back, and the score had been lowered again to lowest. So what seems to be the case is that this seems to be some form of how they are giving an account a score. So each post and upvote seems to give your account -1, and each comment and response to a comment seems to give your account +1. So to wrap all this up, a whole bunch of comments and responses to comments, which are just comments. So you need to do a whole bunch of comments on different subreddits in order to boost your CQS. And then only once your account has been boosted to, let's say, moderate, then start posting. But while you're posting, you still need to comment on a whole bunch of subreddits. Otherwise, you're going to throw the ratio out of whack and your account is going to get lowered again. All right. Anyway, please, Lord of mercy, say I was recording all this. Oh, thank God, because I don't want to repeat all that again. And that's it. Now, while I've got you here, if you think I'm actually onto something, then I have a community. Supreme Leaders Empire. So if you think I actually know my shit, then join the Supreme Leaders Empire, and inside there is a whole bunch of stuff. Chatting scripts, proxies, advanced Reddit, advanced DA, iPhone method, app cloner method, Android emulator, verifications, like fucking everything. And then Reels, hiring, banking. It's amazing. And at the moment, it's only $49 a month. If you click the link below and it's not $49 a month, then you, sir, have taken too long to join. But act now. I'll see you inside, and then we can all figure this shit out together so that we can all make a lot of money, all right? Anyway, if you like the video, go smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.